Hello everyone. This is the next video in this collection right here. Thank you for sticking through if you're still watching this. I'm gonna start off with a film that I saw 2 nights ago. Actually, I've seen this before, Rashomon. I saw it in a film history class and I love this film. This is my favorite Akira Kurosawa film. Fantastic film with fantastic thematic elements in this. I just did not file it away, so it's just like randomly here. When I get a chance, I'll file it away. And these are just basically somebody made some promotional reels of Taylor Swift's music videos, so those are DVDs. Cosmos Season 1, A Space Time Odyssey. I absolutely love this show. I think Neil deGrasse Tyson really lifts the show up, and it just makes it a fantastic watch, like an emotional watch at times. I think everything in that show is like so cyclical and things connect, especially with the second season, which I hope they release because I want it. Spartacus, the complete series, more bloody and like sex oriented than plot driven, but a really fun watch. This is an incredible show. The Beatles one, which is a Blu-ray slash, and it has CDs and a book. This is actually a really great release, and the Blu-ray has all those music videos. So if you like the Beatles, you get to see all of those #1 single music videos, which is amazing. This is a great release, and this I kind of covered in the last video, Midsummer Director's Cut. Amazing film. Okay, so I'm gonna move these out of the way as slowly as I can, and then see what happens. Okay, something fell, that's fine. So we're gonna start with Nightmare on Elm Street, the all 7 original Nightmare films. Has all of them, not the remake. Wonderful film. I love Freddy Krueger. I love these films. Even the not as good ones, I'll find ways to defend it and like it. This is an amazing series and like a slim little box, so I love having this. So good. Nightmare on Elm Street, the 2010 remake, which I thought was okay, but the fact that it has Rooney Mara is really why I have that. No Country for Old Men, an amazing Coen Brothers film, probably one of the best ones. I guess it has an unsatisfying ending, but I was fine with it. Really great film, that one. Nocturnal Animals. Be careful of the first few minutes of this film, but amazing film by like fashion designer, I think Tom Ford. He did a great job with this film. Great acting. I really like the plot of this one. I think it works very well. Not a lot of people talk about that one, but I think it's an incredible film. Speaking of incredible, here's an incredible Alfred Hitchcock film, Notorious. Really great film. Glad it's on Criterion because it's actually not in that box set. This, Rebecca, and I think it's Spellbound are not in that box set of that I have of Alfred Hitchcock, so you have to get them separately. Every Halloween month I'll watch this, Nurse 3D. It has Paz de la Huerta. This is like kind of like an erotic horror film that's actually pretty funny and doesn't take itself so seriously, but it's so amazing, so fun to watch. I love that film. Very easy watch, that one. Nymphomaniac Volume 1 and 2, Lars von Trier's film about a woman who is a nymphomaniac. Pretty great film. A lot of sex in that film, but I think it's a really good film. It comes in 2 parts, Volume 1 and 2, and this is the extended edition. I rewatched these recently, actually. Oceans 11, 12, and 13 by Steven Soderbergh. 11 is great. 12 is overplotted, too much complexities in the plot. Still a pretty okay film, and then 13 was a little better than 12, but 11 is great. I watched the old one with like the Rat Pack and Frank Sinatra. I don't like that one that much. Office Space, classic film by Mike Judge. Like everything about it is classic. If you worked in the office, you can kind of identify with things that go on in this film. Wonderful South Korean film, Old Boy. If you have not seen it or heard of it, you have to watch this. The steelbook is from England, and it's a wonderful steelbook. Great story, great action. I really like the action in this film. Old Boy is fantastic. I have the Spike Lee Old Boy as well, the new one with Elizabeth Olsen and Josh Brolin. I just have not packed it away because I'm going to rewatch it before I do so. Old School, pretty great No, actually, this is an okay comedy film with Luke Wilson. It's not up there with like some of the other comedies that came out in that year, but it's not bad. There's some funny moments. Sergio Leone's Once Upon a Time in America, which is a long watch. This is the extended director's cut, which I believe is the version that I've seen. But this is a pretty good film. Sometimes it's a hard watch, but it's a good film. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Steelbook, which I think is an amazing looking steelbook. And this is Quentin Tarantino's latest film about the Manson murders and kind of like the revisionism of it. But this is so good. Who knew like all we needed in life was a Leonardo DiCaprio and a Brad Pitt collaboration. So good. And Margot Robbie's great, and as Sharon Tate as well. I'm very into the Manson murders, and I've read Helter Skelter, the book. There's just like a fascination with that time period. Once Upon a Time in the West, arguably the greatest Western ever. And I might agree with that because this is just a great, great film. Nice main theme as well in that film. Got this recently, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Really good Jack Nicholson film. Infuriating watch at times because of like Nurse Ratched. I know they came out with a new show with Sarah Paulson on Netflix, but I haven't heard that many great things. And also, I'm not really a fan of Ryan Murphy anymore. I think he's kind of ruined American Horror Story as it's gone along, and like I'm kind of tired of him. Only God Forgives. Great Nicholas Winding Refn film. This is the one after Drive. This one drives people more crazy, I would say, but I really like it. I like the action in this film and the setting of the film as well. Really good underrated horror film, Orphan. The girl who plays Esther in this film, she did a wonderful job. Isabel Fuhrman, yeah. This is a really good film. One that kind of flies under the radar. Under the Other Guys, amazing comedy film. When I first saw this in theaters, I was dying laughing. And it's still so quotable and still so watchable. Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg did a wonderful job together. However, I'm not a big fan of the Daddy's Home films. Oz the Great and Powerful. Big fan of Wizard of Oz, which is going to come somewhere later in this collection. I think Sam Raimi did a good job kind of doing a prequel of Oz and how everything came to be there. But this is a good release and a nice slip to go with it as well. Pain and Gain, one of Michael Bay's better films. I've rewatched this recently and I thought it was pretty good. Nice link up with Mark Wahlberg and Dwayne Johnson, and I think this film works. I remember sneaking into this actually in the cinemas when we watched Iron Man 3, and we were like disappointed, me and my like brother-in-law. We didn't like that film that much at the time, and then we're like, we got to see something that we like, and then we saw Pain and Gain and we're like, okay, that wasn't too bad. Pan, this one film is not very good. I just got it because Rooney Mara's in it and I like her, but not a very good Peter Pan adaptation. Paradise Hills. This film, it looks stellar, like the environment and the location that's created in here, and I think overall it does pretty much deliver. It's a pretty interesting film with Emma Roberts. Nice slipcover as well. This film was probably the best one of last year. Actually, I'd say Midsummer was better, but Parasite, absolutely amazing film from the Bong Joon-ho, director of Snowpiercer, and The Host. It's such a good film. Nice twist. It's funny at times. It's amazing film that has a lot to say about like society and class. Paris, Texas, a classic Criterion film right here by Wim Wenders. Amazing film. It's like a classic now, I'd say. Passion. I like this Red Case. Brian De Palma's film with Noomi Rapace and Rachel McAdams. Pretty good film, not among his best. Sometimes this film feels like a mess, but overall I kind of like it, even though it focuses more on the love story than Pearl Harbor and the events. But it's like a Michael Bay film. It's like what you would expect with him. Perks of Being a Wallflower, nice coming of age film with a pretty good soundtrack, I'd say. Emma Watson, Logan Lerman, and Ezra Miller. That's a pretty good one. Personal Shopper, which I really liked. It's a Kirs- Kristen Stewart is in this film, and I think she does a pretty good job. Um, I like this film a lot, actually. I'm glad Criterion got a hold of that one. As I mentioned earlier, I'm a big Phantom of the Opera fan, and this is Phantom of the Opera from Royal Albert Hall. This is basically the live recording of the production, and I think it's amazing because I've seen this musical once here in New York, and I loved it. And then when I went to England, I actually watched it as well, and I loved it. I love the soundtrack. I have the soundtrack. I love the music. Amazing. And this is the film based on that specific play by Joel Schumacher, which I think is amazing. Like, I love this film, and I think this is by default Joel Schumacher's best film because I love this musical. I think they did a good job with this. The sequel to that production was Love Never Dies, which I showed earlier, and that sucked. Phone Booth. Oh, speaking of Joel Schumacher, another good film by him, which is like a tight, like kind of like a 90-minute thriller about a man in a phone booth about to get shot if he doesn't listen to the demands. Pretty good film, pretty interesting plot. Pineapple Express, nice little stoner comedy with Seth Rogen and James Franco, both of who work well together in film. And this is a pretty good film. Pretty funny. This is a bootleg of Pink Floyd Delicate Sound of Thunder. I'm a huge Pink Floyd fan, love them. I have their entire box set on CDs, and I was hoping they would release The Wall on Blu-ray one day. I'm still waiting for it. This is like a bootleg of that Delicate Sound of Thunder concert. I know they're coming out with like an official one soon, but I'm fine with this one for now anyways, unless that one has good features, because this also has it has an extra performance, like a recent performance of all of them from a Live Aid benefit. So I thought it was really good. Pitch Perfect 1 and 2. I love Pitch Perfect 1. Anna Kendrick's great in it. Thought it was a great film. 2 was okay, not as good. And 3 was pretty bad. I hated 3. I think it shouldn't have been a trilogy, but at least they kind of stopped it there. 3 was just disappointing. Pleasantville. A lot of people look to like Truman Show with this film because it's like you're in a TV show kind of thing. But Pleasantville was very entertaining, creative. I think they did a great job with this film. If you haven't seen that one, please watch it. This was a blind buy, Poison Ivy collection. I haven't seen any of the 4 films prior, and then I watched them. The first one was pretty good. I think it's Drew Barrymore in that film. I like the first one. 2, 3, and 4 not as good. 4 was the worst. I think 4 was actually a TV movie, but this is a nice little set right here. Got this one pretty cheap, Pompeii. Not a great film, but I like Emily Browning a lot. And it had Jon Snow from what's this show? Game of Thrones. This was such overacting from Kiefer Sutherland, but pretty okay film. I like these types of old films based on historical events, like the volcano explosions. So I do like these types of disaster movies. So I have Poseidon as well, which is fictional, but about a boat and getting capsized and having to escape. I thought this was a pretty good film. I don't have Poltergeist yet, but I'm getting it before Halloween because I need to rewatch it during the October marathon. But this is Poltergeist, which is not really related to that film, but it's like kind of like a weird B movie horror film by Lloyd Kaufman. This is a bizarre movie, but I like it. That's why I have it. That's probably the maker of. No, actually no, never mind. Predator 3 movie collection. I love the first Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger. That was a film of my childhood. That and Terminator 2 were like the 2 Arnold films of my childhood. Sequel is okay. 3 was also okay. I did not mind Predators that much. But the first one's amazing. Absolutely amazing. That's another 10 out of 10. And then Shane Black did the sequel slash I don't know if it's a reboot. It's probably a sequel, but he did an okay job with this. It's not as good. Probably the worst one in the series, but it's fine. The Prestige, which is an amazing film by Christopher Nolan. One of my favorites from him. Probably is my favorite. About two magicians rivaling. Such a great film, this one. This came in between his Dark Knight trilogy as well. Pretty in Pink, and with this new Paramount Presents release, which has the slip with the poster, which I really like. I hope they release more. I have a few already, so that's pretty cool. This is a pretty good film, John Hughes. Another great film by Gary Marshall, Pretty Woman. I love this film. I think the score is amazing. The story's pretty good. He followed this up with Frankie and Johnny, which I want on Blu-ray, but they don't have it yet, unfortunately. But that's a great film. Princess Bride, another amazing film. When I saw this, I didn't want to watch it just because of the title. I was like, I'm not gonna like this. But once I saw it, I absolutely loved it. So quotable, such an amazing film, funny film. Princess Bride is like one of the greatest films ever. Another one of the greatest films ever is Pulp Fiction. Well, great film by Quentin Tarantino, with an amazing cast. It is an absolute classic. Everything that needs to be said has already been said about that one. Here is my kick-ass. Okay, it came with the Punisher. So this is the Thomas Jane Punisher with John Travolta, which I thought was pretty good. I have Warzone as well. Yeah, it's there. Yeah. Okay, it's out of order in my list, but I like Warzone as well. The Spirit was okay. First time I saw it, I didn't like it. Second time it was just like okay. And Kick-Ass was pretty good. I like Kick-Ass. Another Vinegar Syndromes, I believe, title. Probably, I don't even know. Public Affairs, one of their kind of like erotic films here. Sometimes I get those. Public Enemies, Johnny Depp. I rewatched this film recently, and this was a pretty good film about John Dillinger. Pretty good acting, Johnny Depp and Christian Bale. The events are kind of, they try to keep it as realistic as possible. I think really good heist / gangster film. And here's Warzone. I don't think this film takes itself seriously, which is great because it's just like pure violence, like crazy ass R-rated violence, but it's good. A lot of people don't like that one, but I don't care. Raging Bull, Rocky, and Usual Suspects. I got this mostly for Raging Bull and Usual Suspects. Raging Bull is a classic, Scorsese. Usual Suspects is also pretty good. Usual Suspects, I feel like I watched it and the plot was, if you don't pay attention for a little bit, you'll kind of lose track. It's more complex than it needs to be, but it's still a really good film, really good acting, nice classic twist. And Rocky just comes with this, but I already showed that I have the box set, and it's good. I like Rocky. Ratatouille, a great Pixar film. I think it's underrated. Not a lot of people talk about this one when it comes to the Pixar's best, but I love this film. Such an amazing film. Nice steelbook as well. That character, I don't remember his name, but he's great. Raw, I got this abroad. I mean, I didn't get it abroad, but I ordered it from abroad. This is a really good like cannibal horror film, foreign. I don't know which country right now. I probably can't figure it out. Maybe German. I don't know, but really good film. Reanimator, one of my favorite horror films. I have the entire H.P. Lovecraft book that I want to read of all of his works. I don't know if this is actually one of in that or it's just like inspired by him, but this is an amazing horror film. I didn't see any of the sequels. I don't know if they're good or not. The Reader, a great film. Kate Winslet's like naked half the time in this film, but it's a really well acted film. Deserves the praise that it got as well. One here that I thought I would hate, but once I saw it in the cinemas, I actually loved it. Ready or Not with Samara Weaving, and then I rewatched it again, and it still holds up. This is a really, really good film. Watch it when you have the chance. Okay, so that was this shelf. We're gonna move on to 3 more shelves, and then a box full of the Blu-rays that I have not stacked away. So there's a lot more to come. Thank you for watching, and keep watching.